Today I wanna share with you my impressions about Campingplatz Demmelhof, a campsite near Bad Tölz, about 45-50 minutes from Munich. If you are thinking about camping close to the city this summer, this video should give you a real picture of what to expect. We'll speak about location, the lake, the beaches, the amenities, the prices, and whether it's generally worth it or not going there. So again, the Campingplatz is called Campingplatz Demmelhof. It sits about 5 kilometers from Bad Tölz, that area south of Munich where the landscape actually starts to get really interesting. I'm speaking about hills, forest, then the first serious mountains on the horizon. If you didn't know, Bad Tölz is the fairly well-known place in Bavaria, lots of health resorts there, lots of visitors. It's a basically proper town with its own character. The campsite sits right on the shore of a small lake called Stallauer Weiher. I hope I spelled it correctly. On other sides we have Blomberg mountain, and on the other side Blomberg mountain. And we'll come back to Blomberg in a moment, because it has something worth mentioning. Okay, first let's start the right expectations about the lake, because I think it really matters. If you are imagining a crystal clear Bavarian lake with turquoise water, that's not the place. It's a small lake with a muddy bottom, which means the water isn't very transparent. There are reeds along the shore and plenty of frogs. Personally, I am fine with frogs, but there is an upside. The water is warm. Because it's a small, shallow lake, it heats up nicely in the summer, and when the air temperature is 33 degrees and you want to cool off, it works really perfectly. The campsite has built several piers where you can jump into the lake. You can bring a paddleboard or SUP. There is a barbecue spots right along the shore. Everything is set up just for using the lake, not just looking at it. The campsite itself is very small, and most of the tent pitches aren't formally marked. You just set up where you find place. Right along the lakefront there is a narrow strip of grass. This is the most desirable spot. You are literally a few steps away from water. But because it's narrow, you only put there small tents. If you are cycling through and have 1 or 2 person tent, you have a good chance of getting a spot on the strip. With a large family tent, forget it. Near the entrance to the camping there are more spots, but most of them have no shade. In a heat wave, that's rough. We got lucky and our spot had 3 trees around it, and it made a huge difference. For larger family tents, there are bigger pitches inside campsite. They are not on the lakeshore, but they have water and electricity, and basically near most of them you can permanently park your car there, but they let you drive in to unload your equipment, which is very much appreciated, because with a family tent and all the gear, you don't want to carry everything from the parking lot. Our friends had one of those larger pitches, and it was very comfortable, but again, the main complaint, there was lack of shade. For such a small campsite, the facilities are really well organized. There are around 8 shower cabins, toilets and dishwashing area, the washing machines, everything that you usually expect to find in camping, so there are no complaints there. The campsite also has a restaurant. Of course it has. From around 6 p.m. they serve hot food, like I saw pizzas, fladenbrot. You know, fladenbrot, that's kind of German pizza. We didn't eat there ourselves, but the terrace looked nice, and they have indoor sitting too. And the good sign, it was always crowded in the evening there. They serve beer, which probably explains why the sausages they sold us were so salty. Yeah, we tried to buy local ones, and basically it's not so cheap. 6 sausages costed us 12 euro. I ate them. There is nothing wrong about the quality again, but personally I found them too salty. One thing I liked, you can order fresh bread for the next morning. You sign up at reception the day before and they deliver them in the morning. I noticed many people use this, and I thought it was a really nice touch. And by the way, a bottle of Munich lager beer there costs around 3 euro, which is not bad at all, because I expected around 5 euro, which is pretty much the standard restaurant price for a half-liter beer in Bavaria. Now speaking about Blomberg, you know, this mountain I was talking about. This is the mountain on the other side of the lake, and it was going there. Blomberg has a summer toboggan run. I hope I named it correctly. You ride down the mountain in a special sleds, similar to a small bobsleigh. You can go quite fast if you want, or keep it gentle if you are getting with kids. There is a lift that takes you to the top, and there is a restaurant up there and hiking trails at various difficulty levels. And Bad Tölz itself is only about 5 kilometers away. Also, since you are already in the Alpine foothills, drive around 20 minutes to the south and you are in real mountains. So the campsite works well as the base of exploring the whole area. For 2 nights, 2 adults, 2 kids, we paid 115 euro. I think it's a fair price for what you get. But let me add some context. Camping in Germany is not cheap. People sometimes assume that this is a kind of budget vacation. In reality, prices are often only about 20–30% less than in a basic hotel. The reason is simple. You are paying for the infrastructure. Showers, electricity, dishwashers, laundry, toilets. All of that has to be built and maintained. And you pay for all of this in the pitch price. So if you are camping, you are not doing it to save money. You are doing it because it's a different experience. Just don't expect to cut your holiday budget in half. So that's Campingplatz Demmelhof near Bad Tölz. Our impressions: we had a good time. The kids really loved the lake. They never go away from there. And I would personally go back there again. Easy drive from Munich, noticeably cooler air, and the mountain with a toboggan run basically next door to it. So if you have been in these campsites, or if you have a recommendation for other campsites near Munich, drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely looking for ideas for the next trip. And if you want to see more camping content around Bavaria and Germany, subscribe, because I'm planning to cover more of this.